guys, Z-Rod here. I'm going to show you my leafing process. The leaf I am using is aluminum leaf, also known as imitation silver leaf. This is a panel that I've been working on. As you can see, it's already been leafed. But what I did, I cleared over the leaf because there was flaws, huge flaws that I didn't like. And it was too risky to try to remove it without screwing up all the patterns that I put on there. So I went ahead and cleared over it, and now I remasked where the new leaf is going to be, and this is how you get started. You mask off your area that you want leafed. What I used 1/4-inch green fine line tape. I think it's from 3M. That's all the stuff that 3M is what I used to do all my patterns and basically everything. But yeah, just you start off with your design that you want to leave with your tape. Okay, the next thing you're going to need is your size. You need a very good size. I use One Shot Fast Dry Gold Size 4008, I think is the number. Yeah, it says right there, 4008. This stuff, around 75 to 85 degrees. It takes approximately 35 to 40 minutes to be ready, the tack for imitation leaf, whether it's imitation gold, imitation silver. That's around the ideal time over here in my area in New Mexico. Dry heat, low humidity, so 35 to 40 minutes is ideal. Next thing I use is either imitation gold from One Shot or metallic silver. What you're going to do, get your size. I keep them in bottles. Get the amount you need or the amount you want. See, it's not much because I don't have a big area to leaf. You only need a drop, not even a drop. So what you're trying to do is just tint the size so you can see it. See, just a drop is all you need. Then next, I have Kafka Smooth Stroke. This really helps me because sometimes you'll get fisheye in your size whenever you lay it. Just one drop for this amount of size that I have. And then just mix it up. It's kind of hard to do it because I'm holding the camera with my other hand, but you get the picture. Mix it up until it's all mixed up. That looks good for me. The next thing you're going to do, you need a good brush. This is a Scharf lettering quill, the number 7, brown squirrel hair, sorry. Do not get the gray hairs. The gray hairs, for me personally, they're too thick and they're too stiff. With the brown hair, you can maneuver it better, and it's real soft hair, and it works better because whenever you're applying your size, it doesn't leave as many strokes. So get brown hair. Now make sure your brush is clean. Make sure your brush is clean, no contaminants, anything. Next thing you do, you just dip your brush in your One Shot size, and then you're going to palette it as if you're pinstriping. But with sizing, you want to do it as thin as possible. The thinner the better, because you don't want to apply it on your surface over here real thick, because if you do, whenever you do your turning, it's gonna, whatever you're turning your leaf with is gonna cut all the way through your leaf because there's way too much size on there. So use the least amount of size as possible. Okay, the next step, you need to make sure that your surface is clean. What I have here is a microfiber towel with a little bit of alcohol on here. I'm just going to clean my surface real good. Get rid of all the contaminants, all the grease, everything that you don't want showing up under your surface. Under your leaf, I mean. So that's good there. Now I'll get my tack cloth. If I can find it. There it is. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, so here's my tack cloth. I'm just gonna tack your surface, make sure it gets all the little dust particles. Go over a few times. Now you're ready to leaf. Okay, now we're gonna begin to apply the size. I have my brush. Dip it in your size. You're gonna palette real thin. Very thin. Almost as if there's nothing on your brush. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky. I'm trying to do this all at the same time. Okay. And remember, I said 35 to 40 minutes drying time for the size. So before you start, check your time. It's 8:17. 8:18. It just switched. So now we'll begin applying our size. Remember, very thin. So what I like to do sometimes is just go 1, 2, 3 right here on the tape, and then begin. Get it real flat and just drag it all the way across. Don't want to try to overdo it, but you also don't want to leave puddles on the edges of the tape or in the middle of your area. Just a real thin layer. You just go back, see, make sure you got everything. That's why it's important to put a drop of color in your size so you can see what you're doing, because this stuff dries clear. You want to go real smooth and not too fast so you don't leave any strokes. And there's that side. I'll repalette over here on a separate piece of the paper. Try not to get the old stuff with the new stuff. I like to also dip the tip of my brush in mineral spirits just to keep it wet and the flow real nice. It's real thin on your brush, remember that. It's the key to this. If you go thick, you're going to screw it all up. I'll start here. You go 1, 2, 3, and then start dragging it. I'm sorry if I start mumbling, or I'm just trying to concentrate on both the camera and what I'm doing. So you could flip your brush over and get the other side of the brush. Make sure you get everything. My lighting's horrible in here. I apologize for that. It's just I'm just doing this as a quick demo. Looks like I got everything. You want to always double check your work. Make sure there's no puddling, because it just looks like crap. Okay, when I'm done, I just drag a strip over here on the side of the tape so I can test it later. And you're done. I come back to your clock. It's 8:20. So I like to keep my times at even numbers. So 8:20, we'll test this little strip in about 35 minutes. Oh, make sure there's no bugs. See, I had a bug flying over here. You don't want anything touching your size. After you apply it, make sure nothing touches it, because it just totally ruins it. So I'll come back in 35 minutes and we'll do our knuckle drag test. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes. We're going to do what's called the knuckle drag test. So you get your knuckle, stick it on here on the sides, and drag it. Hear the squeak? there's no smudging or smearing on the sides, that means your size is ready for leaf. So I'm going to go ahead and begin that process now. What I use for this particular project is imitation silver leaf rolls. This is 1-inch roll, and what I'm going to do is stick a piece of tape on the end of the roll. I'm going to stick it right here because I want this leaf to go down as smooth as possible with no wrinkles. So I'm going to push down here and just slide my finger all the way down while I pull back on the roll. So I'll stop here and just slide my finger down very carefully and pull up. And your leaf has been applied. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the panel. Try not to talk so I can concentrate. And we're as smooth as possible with no wrinkles. Just push down and guide your finger down. And you just make sure that you got all of your areas. There's no cracks. I see a crack here, so fill it in. Down there. Everything looks good. So from here, you get a cotton polishing cloth. No, don't use microfiber, use a polishing one. It's real soft. Now from here, I just dab down, make sure that all the leaf is on the surface, on the sizing. Not too hard, not too soft, just enough to push it down and make sure that it's adhered to the size. I'll roll it up in sort of a ball, but a little, I don't know what to call it, but just so I can rub it across the leaf to rub out any wrinkles that are on the leaf. Just remember, you want to get it as smooth as possible. And I'm not pushing down either. I'm just rubbing it against the leaf. Some people do it a different way, where they'll put the size they'll tape it off, put their size, and then take off the tape and then apply the leaf. I do it this way because I don't like having leaf stuck to my surface later and having to scrub it off with mineral spirits and all this other crap that ruins my paint job. So I do it this way. There's less to clean up and you get a lot cleaner lines, I think, personally. Yeah, so everything's smooth. It's like a mirror finish. It's real nice, minimal wrinkles, but nobody's perfect. There's no cracks, no breakage of the leaf. There's no size coming through. So we got pretty good coverage on our leaf. Now we begin the turning. Now we begin the turning process. What we have here, I have my drill and my turning tool hooked onto my drill. What this is velour. You can get this at Hobby Lobby or any fabric store. It's like an imitation velvet, very close to velvet. I'm going to get my battery and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm all loaded up. I'll have it on a low setting so it doesn't spin too fast. What we're going to do, I'm using a drill because I just feel like using a drill right now. Majority of the time I'll do it all by hand. I'll just take this off and spin it all by hand. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just using a drill. So it's going to get a little loud. What you want to do, you don't want to press real hard or you'll dig through the leaf and screw it all up. So minimal pressure, and just whenever you do your circles, you do your one spin and then halfway down, do another one and just keep going all the way down. So let's get it done. That's all there is to it. Just do your spin, drill gently, and don't dig down through your leaf, and that's how it's done. Okay, I cut out a little bit because I wanted to get a little closer view. But after you turn your leaf gently, this is what you get. I already unmasked this side, so this is what it looks like when it's all done. And really, it depends on your light also. Because some leaf looks really good on camera, and some leaf looks like shit in person. So this looks pretty damn good, especially in person too, not just on camera. A close up, just so you can see what I'm talking about. There's no cracks in the leaf. This is high quality leafing right here with a very good spin. That's how you do it. And then you stripe it, clear it, do whatever you want with it. You can. I like to throw candy over mine sometimes. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help. Have a good one.
It's my way or the